Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at the X-Files. It's the third season, and this is The List from 1995, and this is episode 5. Yes, episode 5. Previously we had Clyde Bruckman's Repose, and then the next one will be Too Shy. This is a Monster of the Week story. It was transmitted on the 20th of October 1995 on Fox Network, 2nd of April 1996 on Sky, and on the 10th of October 1996, BBC One. Aha, yes, it's been moved over to BBC One. Such is the popularity of the X-Files. Yeah, brilliant. Now, it's written and directed by Chris Carter, who I have to say always does a brilliant job in terms of his writing and his directing. Fantastic. And the music is by Mark Snow. Now, just a little bit of the production notes on this. It took 10 days to build the Death Row set, which is quite a long time, and it caused the show to go over budget, and that's always important. And in post-production and editing, a green tint was added to the film. Now, I didn't notice that really, but for some reason that was added. So let's go through the cast. Yeah, as I say, music as usual is by Mark Snow. Always wonderful to hear Mark Snow's music. We've got David Duchovny as Fox Mulder, Gillian Anderson as Dana Scully, and then we've got Bokeem Woodbine as Rogue. Now, Bokeem Woodbine has got a very interesting lot of films. He was in Brooklyn, 1994. He was in Panther, 1995. He was in The Rock, The Rock, 1996. Sean Connery in that one. Gridlock, 1997, another good film. The Big Hit, 1998. The Total Recall remake. I know it's not as good, but that's in 2012. Riddick, 2013. Spider-Man, Homecoming, 2017. Wow, is it in that one? Ghostbusters Afterlife, 2021. And Old Dads, 2023. Some interesting films there. What a career. Then we've got Badger Joyler, who plays Manley. He was in The Serpent and the Rainbow, which is a Wes Craven film from 1988. He was in Mississippi Burning. Wow, 1988, what a film that is. The Last Boy Scout, 1991. The Hurricane, 1999. And Night at the Golden Eagle, 2001. Yes. And then we've got Ken Forge, who plays Parmelli. He was in Dawn of the Dead, 1978. He was in Night Riders, 1981. He was in From Beyond, 1986. A lot of horror films there. He was in Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 in 1990. He was in The Dentist, 1996. He was in Dawn of the Dead, 2004, which was a remake. He was in Halloween, 2007, which is Rob Zombie one. Yeah, do you remember the Rob Zombie ones? He was in Lords of the Salem, 2012, another Rob Zombie one. And he was in John Henry, 2020. Some quite interesting films there. And then we've got an actor who is quite recognisable. He was a great character actor, and that is J.T. Walsh. He plays Warden Brudeau. He was in, I didn't realise he was in this. He was in Anna and Her Sisters, 1986, Woody Allen film. He was in The Men, 1987. He was in Good Morning Vietnam, yes, 1987. He was in Tequila Sunrise, 1988. He was in Wired, 1989. He was in The Grifters, 1990. He was in Backdraft, 1991. Hoffa, 1992. Needful Things, 1995. The Client, 1999. Some of these is just amazing films. Nixon, 1995. Oh, Sling Blade, 1996. What a film that is. If you've never seen that, with Billy Bob Thornton, just, wow, what a performance that is. He was in Breakdown, 1997, which is a very popular film. He was in The Negotiator, 1998. Pleasantville, 1998. And I've just got to mention him because he was in the TV series Dark Skies, which ran from 1996 of 1997, which in a way came about because of the popularity of the X-Files, and he's very good in that. Sadly, it only had one season, but I enjoyed Dark Skies. So that is the main cast of this story. So what is it about? Well, a death row inmate we see at the beginning is being executed, and while he's being executed, he shouts out in a very strong manner, of course. Well, you would do when you're being fried. That he will be reincarnated. Apparently, he's very interested in reincarnating, discovering the investigation in his cell. They see the books and all that. And he says that 5 men will die. It's quite pretty strong there. And guess what? It starts to happen. There are people who are dying. And this is the idea that they see it as a list, and people want to know who is on that list, of course. And they're all connected, obviously, in some way with this character. And, of course, it's an X-File kind of story, isn't it? So Mulder and Scully come in, and is reincarnation real? Is that going on? It's all, as usual, in the X-Files world, very, very interesting. And this is just another typical enjoyable X-Files story. You can't really complain at all about this. I really loved it. I think, as usual, I think Mulder and Scully, their relationship and the way they're dealing with all this going on is fantastic. Again, it's outstanding. It's so good when you see that relationship. And it's got elements in this of horror. You see that with the maggots, the head. Yes, a head. Well, we see a head. And I think also, I did say it before, but it's directed very well. The story comes across very well, and that horror element is very, very much there. So I can't understand why some of the critics were not quite as happy with this story. I don't know why. There's a bit of negativity about them, but I really enjoyed it. I think you look at the story in terms of the X-Files, and that horror element is wonderful. I love to see sci-fi and horror in the stories, and sometimes we get more horror, sometimes we get more sci-fi. That's the beauty of the X-Files and why I love this show so much. And this is a really, it's another good story to watch, you know. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And as usual, I would highly recommend this, definitely. It's a good season so far. I think it's another one. I think season 2 was so good. It's always going to be continuing that quality, and I think it has done. I mean, we had last week we had the award-winning episode, so you know it's doing well as the X-Files. It's still a big phenomenon, and as I say, the switch to BBC One in UK just shows you the popularity of the X-Files. Anyhow, before I go, I always do this every week. There is the all of season 3 in this wonderful little box set. Show you the back as well. You see that? It's a wonderful box set, this. All part of the big box. I always have to get that in every week. And then it's just part of that wonderful box collection of all these seasons. And that's it, I think. Yes. All right. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. And you can have a look in the playlist and see all the things that I review. I review a lot of films, also TV shows, and a bit of music as well thrown in. Yes. Also, if you like this video, now please give this video a like. If you give this video a like, it gets out to YouTube, and hopefully everybody might enjoy it. I promise I will. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. And yeah, that's it. I've gone on far too long. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.